Roronoa Zoro has always been a fan favorite character in One Piece. Well, unless you're a Sanji fan, from showing quality leadership and also taking out some of the strongest characters in the show. Zoro has always stood out, and today I will be showing you Zoro's top 10 moments in One Piece. Now this list is subjective and isn't limited to only his fights, even though most of his moments come from fighting. So let's get into it. At number 10, I have Zoro's imitation of Tarzan. Luffy's curiosity and sense of adventure leads the crew to a sky island. Little did they know that this little adventure had much more to it. Despite the intense fights in this arc, there are some of the funniest moments in One Piece present in this arc. This to me is a top Zoro moment, especially because this is something which isn't common with our three sword style saucy character. Every Straw Hat has an out of character moment to add comedic relief, and when this happened, I was surprised. Expect this from a character like Usopp or Luffy. Hopefully we will get another moment like this from Zoro, which doesn't have to do with his fighting ability. With the crew separated for 2 years, it was finally time for our beloved pirates to unite once again. Zoro arriving first at Sabaody ahead of his crew, which in itself is funny, decided to take a little detour and do some fishing to kill time as he waits for his crewmates. But Zoro being Zoro gets onto the wrong ship, which is heading for Fishman Island, and falls asleep. He wakes up and realizes that he's aboard the wrong ship and decides to cut it down, clearly being influenced by Mihawk. I've got to say, I have some sympathy for the crew aboard that ship because they did nothing wrong. Number 8, Zoro uses Ashura for the first time.
Ashura, Ichibugen!
With Robin being captured by CP9, the crew follows her all the way to Annie's lobby to free her from her shackles, literally and figuratively. Zoro, having his back against the wall, has to pull off something impressive against Kaku, and boy, he does exactly that. Ashura was one of the most mysterious attacks in One Piece during pre-time skip, as nobody knew how it worked. Well, now we know that it is a move manifested by Zoro's Conqueror's Haki. It is not only mysterious, but it is Zoro's most lethal attack. I know for certain that I'm not the only one who was hyped when Zoro used this against Kaku during Eni's lobby. Unfortunately, you go about 600 to 700 episodes without ever seeing it again. During the 2 years the crew was separated, each member had to find a way to get stronger, and with no one else to turn to, Zoro had only one choice to make. He decided to get training from the man which he wants to kill for the title of World's Strongest Swordsman. For a character like Zoro, this was a big deal, as Zoro has a lot of pride as a swordsman. He even had to beg Mihawk to mentor him. This moment here makes us realize that even though Zoro has his own goals, he is willing to put everything aside for the sake of his captain Luffy. Fortunately, Mihawk takes him as an apprentice, and the rest is history. How the relationship between Mihawk and Zoro has been affected is still unclear. I don't know what sort of training Mihawk gave Zoro, but he came back without an eye and with a lot of power. Zoro making Kaido dodge is one of the best moments not only for Zoro but also for the entire show. When we heard that the next arc would be about samurai, we had some high hopes when it comes to Zoro, and we got some unforgettable moments when it comes to the pirate hunter. Kaido is a character who never wavers against his opponents. The supernova were attacking him non-stop, and not even once did he think about dodging. Well, up until Big Mom told him to dodge Zoro's attack. Using the power of Enma, which was once Odin's sword, Zoro was a threat to even a Yonko. There are many more power moments from Zoro in Wano, and this is amongst the best. This character is surely on his way to being one of the strongest in One Piece and in anime.
負けた。かなわねえ。俺が負けるなんて考えたことなかった。これが世界最強の力か。何を？背中の傷は剣士の恥だ。見事。生きそうだ。若き力。
Moss Head has always been a character with a lot of guts, always looking to challenge himself as a swordsman even when facing a much stronger opponent. He challenges Mihawk for the world's strongest swordsman title and fails dismally as Mihawk is way beyond his reach in terms of skill and power, but the pirate hunter lost the fight by gaining some respect from his opponent. Zoro, with an unwavering will, chooses to accept his defeat instead of turning his back and running away from Mihawk, as most people do when facing the swordsman. Zoro takes Mihawk's attack right through his body and survives to fight another day. Question is, did Mihawk let him live on purpose, or did Zoro really survive a slash from the world's strongest swordsman? Only time will tell.
ソップが帰ってくる。
待てよお前ら。誰一人こっちから迎えに行くことは俺が許さん。
なんで？
間違ってもお前が下手に出るんじゃねえ、ルフィ。
ゾロ。
俺はあいつから頭下げてくるまで認めねえぞ。
At number 5, we have Zoro showing his leadership qualities. After an emotional battle between Usopp and Luffy because of the going merry, Usopp retires as a straw hat for disobeying his captain's orders. Even though there is tension between him and the crew, he heads to Enies lobby to help free Robin from the world government. Shortly after this fight, Luffy is ready to accept his friend back into the crew because he misses him, but Zoro has other thoughts. He tells Luffy that if he accepts Usopp back, then he will leave the crew instead, unless Usopp apologizes for his actions. Zoro is stating that Luffy needs to be a leader that can be followed and that being a captain needs to come first. It's safe to say that the crew is in safe hands if something ever happens to Luffy. Overpowering characters with Conqueror's Haki barely happens in One Piece unless you use it on fodder, but this was a very rare moment in One Piece as Zoro was able to do it on a character who wasn't fodder. Now Monet isn't a character you'll consider strong, but she was an obstacle during Punk Hazard. As she was tearing through Tashigi, Zoro decides to lend a helping hand. As he has a soft spot for Tashigi, he makes quick work of Monet, overwhelming her with just his Haki alone. This was actually the very first time we see Zoro use his Conqueror's Haki this way. Monet was left in a panic state from just feeling Zoro's power. This is one of the very few moments that we ever see Conqueror's Haki used this way on a decent character. Hopefully this isn't the last time.
Ashura ばっけい亡者の戯れ。
Now, you knew this one was coming. Zoro cuts Kaido during Wano. Zoro needed to leave us with some incredible moments in this arc, as it is an arc full of swordsmen. Now, with his captain being sidelined for a while and the rest of the supernova having their own issues to deal with, it is up to Zoro to help slow down Kaido until his captain regains strength. Kaido is one strong character and only one person was able to leave a scar on him. This all changed as he came face to face with the pirate hunter. Remember when I said you only get to see Ashura after 700 episodes? Well, this is that moment. Zoro needs to pull out all he has to try and stop Kaido, and that's exactly what he does. He attacks Kaido with his strongest attack. Though he collapses afterwards and didn't put Kaido out or even kill him, as some fans theorize, this moment is surely still for the history books.
なんだこの血の量は。おい、おめえ生きてんのか。あいつはどこだ。ここで何があった。何もなかった。
This one was very easy. When making the list, this was always going to be my favorite Zoro moment, as it is for almost everybody else. Once again, Luffy is unconscious, and as always, Zoro needs to pull him out of a terrible fate. After a long hard battle against one of the 7 warlords, Gecko Moria, the Straw Hat celebrations are cut really short as now they have to face a new threat, another warlord of the sea, Bartholomew Kuma, who is by far more powerful than Gecko Moria, with everybody practically useless against the tyrant, and with Luffy on the edge of death from his sacrifices during the arc. Zoro takes it upon himself to save the day and put his own life on the line. With the use of Kuma's ability, Zoro is able to save his captain by taking his pain. Zoro survives this ordeal, and when Sanji finds him standing around a pile of blood, he asks what happened, and while Zoro, being as cool as he is, just says nothing happened. What Kuma's intention was with Luffy and the crew during Thriller Bark is still a mystery. Now, if you have a different list than mine, please drop it in the comment section so I may see your opinion on this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as this helps my channel to grow and kinda motivates me to make more videos like this. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.